Hello gorgeous people who love the scraps. Far from Australia. I have two gorgeous altered bottles here to share with you all, and this is actually a video response to my BFF Annie's bottle challenge, and I'll pop all the rules and regulations down and stuff like that on what you have to do below in the description box, and I'll just go ahead and share with you guys what I have done, so the video is not too long. But if you read down below, you can go ahead and create a bottle and send them to Annie, and she'll be able to post it. And I think it's for people to choose who the bottle like they best like. So these are the ones that I have created, one in a shabby chic tone and one in a vintage feel. So I'll go ahead and share with you with the shabby chic one first. Okay, this particular one here, both these bottles are purchased from the charity stores, and they were just like plain bottles. Been inspired by Pinterest and a lot of other crafters also, so I've always wanted to give it a go. So what better way to alter a bottle than for a challenge also. So for the basis of this particular bottle here, I've just added this doily from my stash. I've just like hot glued that down, and then I just went on to embellishing it with some pink lace trims down the bottom here. And on the back here, I've just printed out a shabby chic rose print from the internet. I can't remember, I must have got that off a blog, I can't remember. But I printed onto photo fabric, and I've just hot glued that onto the back there also. On the front here, I've used an image that I bought off Etsy a long time ago. Harrison Fisher image, I think they are. Before I actually purchased this particular image, I didn't know anything about this particular artist, and you didn't have to buy these images. I think you can get them pretty much on Google. Just type in Harrison Fisher images and you'll be able to find these images here also. I'm just trying to zoom in so that you guys can see, but I think it's more focused on the background there. So I've just displayed the back image is on photo, but this particular image here I've already printed out onto paper, so I've just hot glued that onto the front here also. And then I went to embellish this neck part of the bottle. I added some beautiful wild ochre craft roses here. Beneath that I added the same doily also, just to give it a bit of texture there. And in between the bigger roses, I've just added one of these. I think these are the 10mm miniature roses in between them. And out of two coordinating ribbons, one like in a light pink and the other one like in a very, very faint peachy pink, I just made a bow with the two together and hot glued a rhinestone in the center there. And from there I just dangled also, before I adhered the bow on there, I've dangled a little bit of seam binding, curtaining tool, and some pearl strands there also, just to frame that side of the bottle. And up on the neck here I've just used some rhinestone chains from my stash there also, and the cap comes off, so you can put beads or whatever you like in there also. That's the top. Oops, sorry. that's the top of the bottle. I've just hot glued 2 rows of the rhinestone chain across there, and then up on top here I've just put some, it's like an ivory or ivory creamy coloured rose, 3 of them at the top here, and then in between that I've just put some pearls into some buckle sliders and just hot glued that into the center there. And it's actually a really nice bottle. I like the design of this bottle. I've actually found more of it, but I didn't purchase it because I'm running out of room in my craft room. Don't have room to put anything at all. It's such a small room, so it's actually a good size, but I have so much stuff in there, so I didn't buy any more. I'm just happy with what I have at the moment. So that's my first altered bottle. It's very simple. This one here is a little bit more complex. It has a lot more textures and a lot more techniques involved into this vintage style one. This one here, as you can see, it's kind of like a weird shape. It has like a dip on both sides, and again I purchased it at the charity store also, and they're both glass, so very heavy and very durable also. Before I adhered the paper and all the fabrics, I actually dabbed some acrylic paint onto the bottle, and it gave it this really nice texture sort of effect, like a smoky glass or like a snowy sort of effect, just all over the bottle there and up on the neck part there also. And then from there I glued on this particular music note paper from my stash. And then on top of that, I dabbed some more paint on it just to give it a whitewash. So it just gave it this really, I don't know, light, airy sort of feel to it. And then from there, I went on to gluing some really nice muslin from my stash. This is what we call muslin in Australia here. You guys might call it scream, or Leela calls it scream. I think it's very similar to this, but scream's actually like the spacing between the gaps are a lot wider. It's very loose weave. This one's a little bit heavier weave, but it's really light, thin fabric. So I've just hot glued that. I think she calls it screen. I just hot glued that on top, the front and the back in just like random places. So it just looks like it's really tattered and really old looking. Then at the back of it, I just made this beautiful handmade flower and added a mother of pearl vintage button, which I love, in the center, and just dangle some seam binding and some lace there. One of the seam bindings coffee dyed, sorry. And then at the front here, I've just printed this lady out of the internet, and I've just layered some muslin at the back and this beautiful vintage doily here just to frame her. I hot glued her image on there. It's only printed on paper, and then I embellished the front of her here like a V with appliques from my stash and a little handmade rose there. On the side here, I've made 2 flowers, one out of lace and one out of a heavier Venice lace there, and put some more vintage buttons in the center and just hot glued them down. Made a little dangle here out of vintage laces and just bit of cording, just whatever you have. If you have fabric scrap, just use them, because these are really good just to use of fabric scraps just to make these little flowers. And even these bits and bobs here, I never throw out my fabric scraps. I have box of scraps everywhere. So I've just added that all the way around here. And then on the neck here, it's the same lace trim as this one here. You guys would know this as like Miranda's favorite trim, Miss Liberty 25 here on YouTube. It's very similar. I got it off eBay a long time ago, and I've actually coffee dyed it, so it has this really nice vintage color. I've added that around the neck, and I've also stamped this piece of cotton fabric with the word Paris from the Paris stamp that Elaine sent to me a long time ago. Hi Elaine. Elaine is Silly Bee Honey Froggy, I think. It's been a while since I visited Elaine. She's really busy at the moment. Hi Elaine. She hasn't uploaded any recent videos yet, I don't think. I just hot glued that down. I stitched on my sewing machine, zigzag at the top and on the bottom, but the bottom part's been covered by this flat back flower trim that I bought from the local craft store there. That's just on the neck of it. And going to the top here, I'll take it off because it's going too high. It's got a cork bottle, and on the top here, cork bottle, cork neck. On the top here, I've just used the same pearl trim there, just around the rim here. Made two coffee dyed made two coffee dyed roses, just attached them on there, and then on top of that I added this beautiful fluffy, most fluffiest feathers on top, and two more roses at the back there also, and that pretty much completes this bottle. So that one was really fun to play with, because all the different, you know, elements and trims and paint and stuff like that, a little bit more complex to create, but this one here is really simple. Just glue a bit of lace and then just choose whatever pictures you like, and voila, pretty much it. So there's my two older bottles, and I'll take a picture of them and I will email them to Annie now. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you do like my older bottles, and hope you do vote for me, and depending on which bottle you like, I'll be sending Annie these images, and please vote for me, and big thank you to you all, and have a great day guys. Bye.